Hey, what is going on, guys? It is your good friend Matt. We're back again here today at the only place that we always can be. As you already know, that is Matt's Wrestling Collectibles right here on YouTube. Today, guys, we are going to be doing an unboxing and review on none other than Kane, coming out of the Ringside exclusive from the Vault Series 1. This figure absolutely was on my to get list. It was on my wish list. It was on my hopes that we would get something like this soon, because that hardcore title is not only so hard to get, because as far as I know, I think there was only about 2 or 3 ways you could get this title from the time that Mattel has started till now. Obviously, with this original figure, I think it also came in one of their belt packs, and I could be wrong. I do think it was available in one other set, but I could be wrong on that. So this might be the 3rd time we're getting it. It might be the 4th time that we are getting it. So sound off in the comments below if you know. But today, guys, we are going to be looking at this Kane. Absolutely. So, like I said, so excited to get this. Number one, like I said, Kane in and of itself. I'm really happy to add this back to the collection. Crazy to think that I did have the Ringside exclusive years ago. And, of course, one of the many figures that was sold off when I kind of got out of wrestling for a little while there. And not to sound like a broken record, but as I've said to you guys time and time again, collected wrestling since probably 1998, 1999. And we were up and operational with Matt's Wrestling Collectibles around 2007, 2008, and all the way up until 2018. Around 2018, I was just kind of tired of the product and wound up selling off almost my entire collection other than a few figures. And, this being one of them. So very happy to add this back to the collection. But, guys, without further ado, we're going to go over it a little bit here. Going to check out the packaging, give that an oversee first. And as you can already see right here in the front, we've got the WWE logo right on the front there. We've got Kane down the bottom right, looking as only as he can. Series 1 on the bottom there, from the vault across the bottom. And this is to encapsulate and to, pay tribute to the old Elite figures that we used to get. Series 1 through, I believe it was either a Series 11 or 12. We had this packaging, so very cool to see that come back. We go up to the top here, and we've got none other than the Ringside exclusive logo, the Elite Collection, as it used to be back in the day on those old packaging. And we can spin this around a little bit here for you. Like I said, we're going to get a little bit of the same on both sides, as we always do. Kane on this side with the face, Kane on this side with his face, and then we come around to the back here, and we've got a little blurb. We've got Kane again. We've got the cross sell, which this was a very cool set, considering that we don't normally get sets with this many figures. Having 8 figures in this set is absolutely incredible. Most sets usually come with 6 guys, and of course, or I should say 6 superstars, male or female alike, but we usually do get 6 superstars across the board. And we might get a chase, or we might get some type of variant or something along those lines. But as always, we always get those 6 set figures to the set. So getting 8 in this series was very cool and definitely well deserved. I think they did an amazing job with this set. And from left to right, as you can see, we've got Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Bubba Ray Dudley, Devon Dudley, Kane, Undertaker, John Cena, and the Ultimate Warrior. And a few of those are sitting right behind us here, or right in front of us behind this Kane, as you can see, with Triple H off to the left and Cena being taken up right there a little bit, going the other way around. Triple H off to the right, Cena off to the left, but we are going to be reviewing those in time as well. On the back here, guys, Kane, we got him coming in at a height of 7 feet tall. We've got him at a weight of 323 pounds. His titles and accolades are as follows: the WWE Champion, the Intercontinental Champion, and of course, the Hardcore Champion. Did you guys know though the Big Red Machine held every available championship in his career, his lone WWE Championship reign only lasted less than 24 hours. And of course, we already do know how that went down back in the Attitude Era. I do wish Kane had a little bit longer of a time with the belt, but I was happy to see him down the road eventually capture the World Heavyweight Championship, which I'm actually surprised that it does not say that on the back here. It should say that he was the WWE Champion, he was the Intercontinental Champion, he was the Hardcore Champion, but he was also a Tag Team Champion. He was, actually, I'm not even sure. Did Kane hold the European Championship? I want to say he probably did at some point, and I should remember that, but I can't think of it right this second. But of course, World Heavyweight Champion as well, ECW Champion as well. So got a little bit more of a list to go there than what we are seeing, but we're going to spin this back around. And guys, as always, in a snap of the fingers, we are going to be right back, and we're going to have this all out and ready to go with the accessories and everything lined up right after this. All right, guys, and we are back. Not a whole lot to go over here. Obviously, I left the hands inside the packaging, and like I say all the time, I usually don't go over hands unless they're maybe something special or something that's, really worth talking about. But he does come with an extra set of hands inside the package. We did leave them in there. We've got Kane out. He's got the hardcore title next to him. And of course, guys, we're going to start right off. We're going to go with the accessories here. We're going to check out this hardcore championship belt. And I have to say, guys, I don't know if maybe it's just an upgrade in Mattel's belts, and I haven't really had any figures that have new titles. Maybe I got to start looking at some of them. But this belt is actually maybe one of the best ones that I have, put in hand in a long time. It's, as you can see on the back here, it's got all these cutouts. It's molded. I'm not sure if the first one was like this. I don't remember it being like this, but this is really cool. I mean, as you guys can see there, all this great detail. WWE up on the top left there with a little smidge of that old logo in the center, like an old WWF logo, but, without the F, of course. But this just looks great, guys. I'm actually really excited for this one. And I have a video coming up later this week, guys. It might be tomorrow. It might be later in the week, as I said. And it's going to be a video going over boxed or loose. What do people really like? Do some people do one way? Do they do it the other? Are they a fan of both? Is it a mix-up? What exactly is the current consensus of everybody out there who's collecting? Is it better to keep them in the box? Is it better to keep them all loose and out? Do some people, like I said, have a mix of both? Do some people open figures and then still keep the boxes and hang on to them? That would be myself. Of course, as you guys already know, a lot of figures that have been open on these reviews. And so that's going to be a video later this week. I'm kind of back into slightly enjoying opening up the figures and displaying them. I'm thinking about putting some stuff together and obviously all some information for future videos. But as we get back to this one here today, guys, we have the Kane in front of us now. And I got to say, even with the belt, the belt was great. This Kane is absolutely awesome. I really can't say enough about this figure and just how much I'm enjoying this right now, because I had this original figure at the time that it came out all those years ago. So to be able to have this back in hand again, to be able to actually see this again with all the upgrades of these new and modern, things with the pinless joints, double jointed elbows, double jointed knees, all this other stuff that we didn't have back then. So it is very, very cool. It's actually just such a throwback right now. It's bringing me back to as if I'm opening this figure originally from Ringside. And, back then, I should say, originally opening it. And it's just amazing to have this again. So great detail here on the tights going up to this, this singlet style piece up here. And, we've got this whole studded belt going all the way around. And that looks fantastic, and I love how they did this here. Now, as I do remember, and maybe some of you guys remember as well, some of these cuts here where we see a little bit of this more tan look, I believe these were actually like netting, and they were kind of like see-through a little bit, if I do remember correctly. I think Kane did have that at one point, so I think that is what this is kind of maybe mimicking or trying to accomplish, is kind of like that see-through look where it was like you could kind of see a little bit of like his skin coming through underneath. And again, I could be wrong. I do believe that was an attire of his back then. Maybe this is exactly going to that same style. Maybe I'm thinking of something a little bit different, but I'm pretty sure this is what it was. And as we go through this here, and like I said, great details all the way from the boots up to the studded belt here and all the fire and flame in between on the legs. And then we also come up to this piece here with his glove, and what I really like about this is we've got Kane right here on the wrist gauntlet, or whatever you guys want to call it. Sometimes I call it like a wrist tape style, still like a wrist mold here, but it's a very nice piece, and it's got the little studs around it all the way up to his glove, and that almost like choke slamming hand kind of. You could really use that for that, but I do love that a lot, and I like that it says Kane on there, and it looks really good. Then we come over to this other side. Obviously, no Kane on this one. but this is nice too. It's a little bit larger than the other side. You know, this was always a part of the look. You know, the glove on that side, the smaller gauntlet, and then, you know, no glove to this side with a larger gauntlet. So very cool. Looking great as only it can, and as only Kane can. So we are going to try to get a little bit better of a close-up there on the face, and the mask looking great as well. I did hear a few people, I think, say that the mask was not 100% accurate, as there are some details here under the chin into this piece here where we actually kind of see a little bit of the beard coming out. But I know a few people did say that it wasn't 100% accurate. I really do love this figure. I think it is great. I think it has so much potential to even have maybe a little bit of a fix-up, some customization, and of course that hardcore title being, I mean, I don't think I could say much more about that. That belt is absolutely phenomenal, and as far as like the craftsmanship of it, and the, you know, just the overall total design and like review that I would give on that, I mean, that belt is like a solid maybe 8.8 or 9 out of 10. I mean, it is a really nice belt. It felt really good. I love the way that that's molded. And now it's got me curious. I almost want to see if I can go out and find that belt that originally came with the first Ringside exclusive Hardcore Kane and see if the belt was the same, because I don't remember it being like that, but maybe it was. So, and I don't know, maybe you guys remember. Maybe some of you have it in your collection right now. You could go take a look and drop that in the comments for me below. Are these belts exactly the same, or have they upgraded this new version here? Which I believe that they have, but again, I'm not 100% sure with that. So, and also, too, in the comments, drop me another 2 answers to these 2 questions. Number 1, what is your favorite Kane figure that Mattel has done so far? And number 2, my next question is going to be, what title have you seen in Mattel, or what title has Mattel dropped that you really are trying to get that might be kind of hard to get? Because I know this hardcore title, one that we don't really see, we haven't gotten a lot of. Again, that we go back to the Rated R spinner belt. That is one that I think we've only gotten maybe twice. I think it came with the exclusive Edge, and then I think it also came in one of those packs. So what titles are hard to come by? Which ones are you guys really looking for that you haven't been able to get yet? And as always, guys, I think this is the end of another review. We have unboxed and reviewed this Kane. I usually don't give the scores on that, you know, the score on that belt. So I guess now it's only fitting that we give a score on the Kane. And I think we're going to have to give the Kane about an 8 out of 10 as well. I know I put an 8.8 or a 9 on the belt, but I think we're going to give an 8 to the Kane. And definitely, again, like I said, an amazing figure. I really, really love this figure. Happy to get it back in the collection. And again, one of those ones that I so desperately wish that I did not get rid of in its original time. But as always with Mattel, like I've said, these re-releases, you know, these figures that they are redoing over time here, some of them are great for collectors, new and old. And of course, you're going to get those people out there that are just completely against it. But as well, as I have said many of times before, some of these figures are not exactly a re-release, in my opinion, because they are not exactly identical. They're not 100%, you know, identical to the other, so kind of makes it a little difficult to always call it a re-release. Perfect example, the Bruno Sammartino that we are getting. I think it's hitting stores right now. His trunks, I believe, are like a green, and the original one, which I have, is a blue. So kind of hard to call it a re-release when they're not exactly the same. I don't know. Give me your thoughts on that as well, guys. Maybe we'll even talk a little bit more about that in the video coming up this week about who is collecting what, as far as, are we keeping them boxed? Are we keeping them loose? But that is all up for discussion further down the road, and of course in a future video. But until then, guys, for Kane, coming out of the Ringside exclusive from the Vault Series 1, from myself and all the figures here at Matt's Wrestling Collectibles, please stay tuned for the next video. And of course, if you haven't already, get over to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button on this video. And as always, guys, until the next one, stay safe, and I will see you all there.